Florida's lead is insurmountable heading into the fourth rotation. 5.5 points over Michaela Maroney. Then it's Chelsea Memel with Alexandra Raisman right behind. It cost Raisman, at least for now, a top 3 spot. That balance beam routine that required about a minute and a half conversation with her coach, sort of to talk about what emotionally just happened. We have so much sympathy here for Rebecca Bross, Al Troutwig, along with Tim Daggett and Elfie Schlegel. There was no music playing, there was no floor exercise, and so everybody in this building, which is filled with gymnastics parents, just was aghast at what happened.
Yeah, I mean, everybody kind of in shock. It's like I said, though, it had all of the worst combinations. That under-rotated landing, and the thing that you just cannot do, you cannot be twisting into the ground. Yeah, that's a bad one.
And Elfie, you said right before she went down the runway that this is a difficult vault for Rebecca Bross.
Difficult for her because of all the problems she's been having with her ankles, and you really have to feel for her. She was trying so hard this week. Day 1 of competition, a trooper trying to get that vault back, doing everything in her power, but oh my goodness.
And then Allie Raisman had to, as they were still attending to Rebecca Bross, mount the balance beam, but she got through it. Back to gymnastics after this.
With my credit card, I get double points every Thursday.
That's it? I get quadruple miles every time I text.
That's nothing. I redeemed 36,000 points for this spatula. Score!
What good are a lot of points if you can't do anything with them?
Where's Jerry been? I'll text him.
With U.S. Bank Flex Perks reward cards, points go farther. Only 20,000 Flex points earn up to a $400 airline ticket. Earn quickly, redeem easily for travel, merchandise, or cash back for you or your business.
Jerry never gets out.
Apply today at U.S. Bank.
Twizzlers, the twist you can't resist.
At a moment like this, I don't care if my tampons come in a little black box. I just want them to work. Tampax Pearl protects 30% better than you by Kotex. Outsmart Mother Nature with Tampax.
Marcy forgot to arm her home security system, but with new ADT Pulse solutions, she can do it right from her phone. When Gary travels, he can program his home to help save energy, which can help save money. And with secure video through ADT Pulse, Lisa can know when her daughter is home from school. Introducing ADT Pulse. Now manage and help protect your home from your phone or computer. Plus, save $250. Call or visit adtpulse.com for a free in-home review.
From Benidorm
As the pace really picks up
to Madrid,
coming up to the final 500 meters shortly.
The battle for the red jersey begins.
Coming down the stretch now.
With 6 mountain finishes, including the Alto de Langliru. The last Grand Tour of the season will be anything but easy.
They are roaring to the finish as he gets the win.
The Vuelta a España continues live tomorrow on Universal Sports. Go to universalsports.com/cycling for a special offer.
I had a dream last night. I dreamt that I was swimming in the stars up above, directionless and drifting. Time, love, time, love, time, love. It's only a change of time.
It's good to be back to football.
When you've got singing voices this good, who needs instruments? The world's biggest voices-only competition is back. The Sing Off returns, Mondays, 8, 7 Central, only on NBC.
When we wrap up here in St. Paul, switch over to Universal Sports for Around the Gym with Nastia Liukin and John Roethlisberger. They'll talk to the new junior national champion, Caitlin Ohashi, who has an unfortunate birthday.
Yeah, she does. She is not age eligible for the Olympic Games. I think she would have certainly been in contention to make that U.S. team for 2012. She'll have to wait 4 years for her chance.
We head to the fourth rotation, watching Alicia Sacramone on the floor.
Alicia had problems in the first night of competition. She actually had a fall.
Changes the pass.
She added floor exercise, said that this would increase her chances of making the world team.
I'm gonna give it up. Okay, go put ice and it's fine. Okay?
Go ahead, go put ice on it. All of it.
And that was actually quite good for Alicia. You know, one of the places where she struggles on floor is to stay in bounds. She was able to on all of her tumbling runs. Good job.
So Shawn Johnson is done, Alicia Sacramone is done, and after this, on the uneven bars, Chelsea Memmel will be done.
Chelsea is capable of doing more. She trained a much harder routine than this all week long. Once again, though, Dad said no way. We'll get there.
Oh.
And that is the first mistake. We have seen Chelsea make. Out of 3 competitions, the qualifier for this, day 1, and now day 2. And that was a very uncharacteristic fall for Chelsea. Just didn't have enough energy going over the bar.
She says bars has been the hardest in her comeback. She has all the parts. She said the conditioning is what has given her some trouble, but as Tim said, that was an easy skill.
Oh my goodness.
Oh dear. She's done.
She's done, yes. I don't know. It's hard to believe, but
don't you think that has something to do with the injury?
There's absolutely no question.
And yet, Jordyn Wieber will try to celebrate a national championship. It seems like the natural progression for this 16-year-old. It really challenges your gymnastics memory to think of a time when an athlete went into a final rotation up by 5.5 points. But here is 16-year-old Jordyn Wieber about to mount the balance beam and seal this national championship. She's won 2 American Cups.
There is a lot of action going on in this routine. It is extremely taxing.
And after this performance, both day 1 and day 2, I would say that a lot of people will have Jordyn Wieber as the front runner for the gold medal in the all-around in Tokyo at the World Championships this fall.
The coach, John Geddard, said she's usually a rock, but in the first night of competition, she had to check almost everything. And of course, that's not good enough for him because he's looking beyond. He's looking towards the World Championships. And right here, right near the end of the routine comes one of her most difficult skills.
Back flip with a full twist, great, and she connects it. Little bit slow there, but she gets high praise from Marta Karolyi.
One more skill left. Combination dismount. Oh, wow.
How would you guys describe what she's done to this field here tonight?
Decimated. I mean, she is just so prepared for this competition. She has waited so long. When she was a little kid, a junior, people thought she was the best gymnast in the United States. She had to wait until the birthday said it was okay. This in her first senior year. There is your Visa National Championship. A title that every single one. Oh, and that is not good right there, because Chelsea has had some shoulder problems in the past. Has dislocated a shoulder.
As it should be. Jordan says she couldn't possibly love any other sport like she loves gymnastics.
You know, I read a comment in one of the local newspapers that they wondered why she wore gold on the first night of competition. Turns out it was the perfect fashion statement to make. Let's go down to Andrea Joyce to find out a little bit more about Rebecca Bras. Andrea?
Well, Al, Rebecca Bras is still in the building. The top priority was to get her knee stabilized, so they've been wrapping it. She's been back in a room with several members of USA Gymnastics and with the Dr. Larry Nasser. So they've been stabilizing that. They're going to take her to the hospital for x-rays. Now, the initial reports are that they do not believe that it's an ACL. They think that she injured her kneecap. I just spoke to her coach, Valery Liukin, and he just said it's not an ACL. At least he doesn't think it is. He said her kneecap, and I said, well, that seems like that would be less serious. Could she come back from something like that? And he said this knee was already weak. She had injured it a couple of years ago, and he said, could she come back? Probably not this year. Back to you guys.
Those are tough words. Probably not this year.
Gosh.
So Alexandra Raisman in 4th place after the 3rd rotation. I thought it was so poignant when she got done on the balance beam and the score knocked her out of the top 3. She stood there with her coach Mihai